Here at Bruce, this is a very well-run nuclear station. We're looking forward to having all 8 units completely refurbished and to have this station produce power, well past, I think, my natural lifetime.
Your renewable energy targets that you've set, are those sustainable?
Yes, we've got to have a blend of renewable as well as baseload generation, and everywhere in the world people are chasing that technology. Ontario is a world leader in renewables. We've got an industry that's created 31,000 jobs in this province, and although it takes up just a small fraction of our total, that renewable piece enables us to be able to integrate with the rest of the North American grid, and most importantly to meet the peaks and valleys in demand.
Nuclear, though, is you're relying on it continually for the base.
Without question, nuclear power is baseload generation, and it's the power that's always on. To look at it another way, roughly 80% of Ontario's power is consumed somewhere between Peterborough and the Niagara Peninsula. So in that concentrated area, you have got to be able to generate what I referred to in my remarks as a city-sized block of energy, and that city-sized block of energy in the 21st century for cities worldwide is going to be thermal power generated from nuclear fission.
You're going into this cautiously, though, 1 unit at a time, that sort of thing, and you'll reevaluate after each one, sort of?
Well, first of all, we're going into it to do what's doable with the skills that exist. What we've learned here at Bruce Power is that you have to do this cautiously. The initial estimates when we did the refurbishments in the last decade showed that the process couldn't proceed as fast as the experts estimated it at the outset. So from the learning that we did here at Bruce in the last decade, now we've got a better appreciation of how long does it take to do the refurbishments, and of course very much like accepting that when you repave a road, you still got to drive traffic on it. Similarly, while our electricity infrastructure is refurbished, we've still got to be able to supply Ontarians with electricity, so you can only take out as much capacity as you can replace from other sources. So as a result, owing to the limits in the number of people who are able to do it, the number of machines that are able to do it, and the fact that we still need to have power generated, all of the refurbishments will be done sequentially, which also enables the province to be able to learn from doing the refurbishments, and like anything else that you do repetitively, to get better and more efficient at it.
What is the cost you're putting on this? Or has the government put a total cost on it?
No, the government hasn't put a cost on it. We've indicated that this is our objective to do it, and again, from what we learned in the last decade with doing the refurbishments here, it's an exercise that we have to do carefully and continue to revise as we gain more experience with doing the refurbishments.
We heard the word affordable many times over.
I'm sorry, the word affordable, yes.
But we've also heard that energy or electricity was set to increase, maybe significantly in the next few years. Is that something we're going to continue to see, or does the long-term plan see a decrease in rates eventually?
Well, at the moment there are some very significant factors pushing electricity rates down. For example, the renegotiation of the Korean Consortium Agreement on Renewable Energy removed $3.5 billion from the cost base. There's been some $5.6 billion removed from the cost base, which is going to have the effect of pushing electricity rates down. Now, it's an awful lot like any other market where prices fluctuate owing to a lot of different factors. There'll be things pushing prices up, there'll be things pushing prices down, but to put it another way, over the last 30 or 40 years on average, energy prices have risen about 2.5% per year. What the long-term energy plan envisages is that over the next 30 years or so, prices will rise on an average of 2.4%. So what we're saying is that in the 3 years since the last long-term energy plan, there have been significant factors pushing prices down. So the 2013 version contains all of what we've learned from 2010, and that and successor long-term energy plans. Like, this is not a pillar fixed in time. This is a process that will continue to be ongoing, as I answered with regard to doing the refurbishment. With each iteration of the long-term energy plan, we'll have a better idea of what the future looks like and a much more clear indication of trends from the past.
We heard